If we don't show a path to the future, others will fill that void. In fact, they already are. A dangerous right-wing politics.
Do you think that the Reform Party is dangerous? Well, Keir Starmer does. Let's see why.
Even here in Scotland, that will say they are the ones who can tilt politics towards the interests of working people, even as their proposals do precisely the opposite. A politics which feeds off the failure of the free market, the failure of public services to reform, and above all, the failure to control borders properly. We have to be ready for this test.
This is just absolutely pathetic. He is going for the typical leftist cop-out answer of, rather than actually explaining why the policies of the party that's doing better than them in the polls are not as good as theirs, just call them dangerous. Just make everyone think that they're evil, scary, racist Nazis. Okay, it's fear-mongering. That is exactly what it is. Let's have a look at a couple of tweets on this. So Matt Goodwin, he tweeted saying, dangerous is imposing mass uncontrolled immigration on a country that never voted for it and doesn't want it. Now, Keir Starmer might say in response to that, oh, well, it's the Tories that had uncontrolled immigration to this country. But do we see over 7 months in to Keir Starmer's premiership, do we see a really concerted effort to deal with uncontrolled immigration? No, not really. They're boasting about the number of deportations that they have done, but who have they deported? They've deported people who actually came to this country legally and overstayed their visas a bit, okay, probably, and they went after people who were working, who were picking fruits and vegetables, and said, right, you guys, you need to go. Probably the people that are lowest priority on the list, and they paid them to leave, okay, these were not forced deportations, they paid them, they said, look, we'll give you a bit of cash and you guys go voluntarily back to your country, okay. That's not what the people in this country are looking for. That is not sorting out uncontrolled immigration. The number of illegal migrants coming to this country is not going down. In fact, if anything, it's going up, because we have had over 25,000 illegal migrants come by boat to this country since Keir Starmer took power. So that puts us on track to maybe about 50,000 in the space of a year if things keep going as they are, which will be a rise, okay? Rishi Sunak, he had, to his credit, got it down from 45,000 a year to 30,000 a year after a deal with the Albanians. Looks like we're back up to worse than it was under Rishi Sunak's premiership. So the Labour Party, they are the dangerous ones. They are the ones allowing uncontrolled immigration. Maybe there will be some change on the legal side, but at least on the illegal side, we are really not seeing much happening. And he talks about working people. He talks about, the dangerous politics of parties promising to do good for working people and then actually not having policies that do good for working people. And I'm thinking, hang on. Isn't that exactly what happened with the Labour Party? Can we not say it's dangerous that we had the Labour Party go into a general election blatantly lying to the electorate, saying that they are for working people, we are the party of change, politics is going to be different, we're going to get rid of all of the corruption, we're going to be in touch with working people, we're not going to raise taxes on working people. What's happened? Raised taxes on working people. I don't see how working people are getting better off in this country under the Labour government. So I don't know how the hell he can say that. They might say, oh, well, we're going to build 1.5 million homes. Now, first of all, the builders have said, absolutely no way are you going to get 1.5 million homes built. We do not have the staff for it in your dreams, Angela Rayner. But even if they do hit it, and we end up only with the number of immigrants that the Labour Party themselves claims we're going to have moved to the country under their premiership, roughly 5 out of 7 of those new homes will go to immigrants. So working people, who's arguably their biggest concern at the moment is not being able to get on the housing ladder, and if they're renting and want to still rent, not being able to afford their rent because it's just ridiculously high, that's not going to be sorted out. So Keir Starmer, what he's accusing the Reform Party of potentially doing, making promises to working people and then failing to deliver on them. That's literally exactly what the Labour Party have done. I mean, this guy, he's off his rocker. He's desperate. He's seeing reform surging ahead in the polls and he is freaking out. If anything, there's anything this video tells you, it tells you that the Labour Party are now terrified of reform. And this comes after we saw just, a day or two ago, the leaked letter from Keir Starmer to his cabinet ministers where he tells them they need to stop looking down on working people and start taking immigration concerns seriously because the threat of reform is so serious to them. I heard maybe a month or so ago a source from Number 10, it was rumoured, said that Labour believed it was a 50-50 chance that reform will be the main opposition that they need to fight against at the next general election. It's starting to look like from Labour's behaviour that they're actually the most scared of the Reform Party. One more tweet on this. Lewis Brackpool, he said, Keir Starmer gave a speech solely focused on counter-signalling Reform UK, claiming their politics is dangerous and will lead to the failure to control borders properly. The irony is so blatant, it's almost comical. It is comical. It's absolutely hilarious. He is clutching at straws. He is absolutely desperate to do anything he can to turn the ship around that is very much sinking. They are plummeting in the polls, and I really don't think they're going to recover from this. I think that the Reform Party very soon will start hitting consistently over 30% in the polls. I think come springtime you'll start seeing that. They're freaking out also because of the local elections in May. Keir Starmer may not have a general election until 2029 at the latest, but they're terrified of these local elections coming up. I think you might see a pretty big turquoise tidal wave at the local elections. Also remember that at local elections there's more opportunity for smaller parties to gain a lot of seats. For example, you have a lot of Lib Dem controlled councils, even though the Lib Dems do not have a huge number of seats in the Houses of Parliament. So we could see a lot of seats becoming turquoise after the local elections. Let's see what happens. Anyway, that's the latest update in Keir Starmer's Britain. Well, he's in Scotland at the moment, of course, which is in Britain. But he's gone to lecture the Scots about how terrifying reform is. He doesn't just talk about it from Downing Street and from the Houses of Parliament. He's off to tell the Scots how scary reform are. It shows that he's scared of reform all across this country. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Press the subscribe button below if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any more updates. See you next time.